I just saw FNAF Into the Pit, and I'm not kidding. Now, what's my proof? What's the smoking gun? What's the one piece of evidence that will solve the entire game before it even releases? This damn radio. I'm not kidding.
Hello everyone, my name is the Ultra Team, and I saw FNAF Into the Pit before it even came out. No, that's not a joke, and yes, I'm 100% serious. Do I think that my theory is correct? Mostly. Am I positive that this will solve every single question asked? No. But I can damn well try. For those of you who don't know what Into the Pit is, here's a quick summary. Into the Pit is the first of 3 stories in the Fazbear Frights novel of the same title, Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. And it centers on Oswald, a young boy who spends his days at a local pizza joint in Jeff's Pizza, which is also a restored Freddy Fazbear's restaurant that had been shut down years before. One day, while playing at the pizzeria, he encounters a ball pit that magically transports him to 1985, when the pizzeria was still a Freddy Fazbear's restaurant. He then explores the pizzeria a bit before encountering Spring Bonnie in his prime form. I mean, look at those muscles. No wonder he had no problems killing children. He could TKO them just by looking at them. Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson, more like William Afton versus the children. Oswald then finds 6 dead children propped up in a sitting fetch. He has just witnessed the DCI, Dead Children Incident. Over time, as Oswald continues traveling back and forth through time from the ball pit, Spring Bonnie begins taking over his life. He now sees him instead of his dad at home, and Spring Bonnie continues to torment him until Oswald pushes him back into the ball pit for good. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about with the radio, here it is. And here. And here. And there's just so many radios! I remember watching FNAF's video about the trailer, and he said this.
I also see that same radio from before sitting right here, so that's interesting. I really do think that might be a mechanic in the game.
Which got me thinking, why are there so many radios in this game? And why do they all seem to be the exact same one? It seemed like an insignificant detail, but in the FNAF lore, the insignificant tends to be the most significant. So then I thought, what if the radio isn't a radio, but instead a hallucination? This led me to my theory today that those radios are creating this entire game. How, you might ask? Well, it's all thanks to our favorite little plot device from Sister Location, the Sound Illusion Discs. If we look closely at a poster from the 1985 pizzeria, we can see a photo of Circus Baby, which means that this takes place after Sister Location, and it means that the Sound Illusion Discs would have existed by then. Now, to answer the obvious question, why? Why would Afton put Sound Illusion Discs into the restaurant? And honestly, I don't have a clean answer to this question, but I do have my best guess. I believe that Afton put them in the restaurant because he wanted to experiment with them more and with a larger crowd. We know from FNAF 4 that the discs worked on one person, the crying child, aka Evan, although one person is not really the best control group, so he wanted to see if the discs would work on multiple targets at once, hence why he put them in the restaurant in multiple locations through the radios. He wanted to see if multiple people could be affected by one Sound Illusion disc all at once. The discs would also let him get away with leaving the bodies out on the floor in the open, as stated in the book. People would be hallucinating, so they wouldn't notice 6 dead kids in the closet sitting down. The illusion discs also explain 2 more discrepancies from Into the Pit. The first discrepancy being the pit itself. Into the Pit's entire premise is that Oswald fell into a time-traveling ball pit, which allowed him to go to and from 1985. And I'm here to state that that isn't true at all. I'm serious. Into the Pit's entire premise is a lie. I feel that FNAF is so complex in its randomness that we all decide to accept that, oh yeah, time-traveling ball pit, it's just a typical Tuesday in this world. But there is a giant, and I mean giant leap from robots who are stuffed with the souls of dead children to motherfucking time-traveling ball pits. FNAF is a series with its wacky shenanigans, but it's always been sort of grounded in a way that makes you say, I guess that could be theoretically possible. For example, every animatronic. All those animatronics are way more advanced than anything we ever had in the 80s, 90s, or even the modern day. And we all kind of went and said, I guess that could theoretically be possible because, these guys are just extremely smart for their time. But the leap to actual time travel is so far out there that I refuse to believe it's real. Not just that, but we have an in-universe explanation that isn't time travel that could be used. If the sound illusion discs were all around the pizzeria, then they could have activated when Oswald entered the ball pit, which would have given the illusion of time travel. Another thing I find odd about the ball pit is that Oswald seems to defeat William Afton by just shoving him back through it, which doesn't make sense at all. If it really was a time machine, then couldn't William just travel back through the ball pit and kill Oswald? Why does shoving him through once dictate that he can't come back through when he already has been the whole time? It doesn't make sense unless William Afton never existed, at least in this form. It was all an illusion created by the discs. This leads me to discrepancy number 2, William Afton himself. You heard me right. I think William Afton doesn't exist in this game. Or I guess I should say that the William we are shown doesn't exist. A big thing that got my attention in the trailer for Into the Pit was how jacked he is. I mean, look at this boy! He's been hitting the gym through all his murder sprees. He could probably bench at least 500. You see those back muscles? Look at those arms. Dude, he is just jacked. But in all seriousness, this William simply cannot be real. Firstly, I don't remember any of the other animatronic suits being jacked. Even William's suits from the rest of the series isn't jacked. In fact, he loses more and more of it every game until in Security Breach he's basically nothing. Springtrap is the suit most sort of decayed. Scrap Trap is even more decay and now he's missing an arm. And Burn Trap is basically just metal with a couple tendons placed here and there. Secondly, I don't remember Oswald being a member of the Afton family, and William is clearly impersonating his dad right here. Having a killer as your dad would definitely be an awkward situation. Dad, stop killing all my friends! Well, son, you know the rules, and so do I. Thirdly, we get a really good look at William's teeth in this game, and I would like to quickly play a game of 2 truths and a lie with you guys. You have to guess the lie, so make sure you're paying attention. Option A, William goes to the dentist every 6 months. Option B, William has too few canine teeth. Option C, William has the normal 2 rows of teeth that all humans have. Did you guess which one it is? Well, the answer was all of them. They're all lies! Humans do not have 2 rows of teeth, one of which being all canines. You know who does have 2 rows of teeth, though? The Nightmare animatronics. Now, I'm not saying that I think this William is a nightmare, or that Oswald even knows what the Nightmare animatronics look like. I think that Scott designed this version of William to be a twisted nightmare version of what he actually is, because that's what a child would perceive something scary as. It's like the crying child in FNAF 4. He perceived the animatronics as extremely scary and terrifying with stomach mouths, because that's what the illusion discs wanted him to see. If the illusion discs were active, then Oswald would have been seeing Spring Bonnie this way. Also, if we look at any other time Spring Bonnie has ever appeared in the series, he has never looked like this. He only looks like that this time because he's an illusion. The discs are portraying him as nightmare fuel for Oswald to sort of play into the illusion. Oswald is seeing him as a nightmare version because of the discs placed in the radios, which are placed all around his house and the pizzeria, and that's why he's seeing William like this super scary version of him. It's the discs that are causing the illusion. As I stated before, I understand that this theory could be wrong, but I do believe that I'm at least on the right track. I also know that I can't solve and answer every question from this game before it comes out, but I think I did really good with what information I had at my disposal. I don't know if this is 100% right. I believe that it has the possibility to be 100% right. But again, it's just my guess. Now we wait until the game releases and see if we can destroy those illusions once and for all. But hey, that's just a theory. An ultra theory. Ultra team out. Peace!